All right, what's going on? So we're gonna be doing some videos right here on this angle now in order for us to address the whole M&P boot camp, all the schedules and stuff like that. Sometimes we'll be giving out some nutritional information, some answering questions, comments, concerns. Let me put it this way. The main concern that I usually hear, especially from somebody that is new here in the program, is weight loss, right? Weight loss. When it comes down to weight loss, we must check our progress by checking our weight, overall weight, and body fat percentage, right? Not just on the scale, because you might build muscle depending what age you are, depending where you've been all these years, or whatever age you are, depending where you're at, the body might have to have been creating muscle through this time, but since you weren't working out, you weren't really moving enough to create that muscle protein synthesis and stuff like that, then you'll see a large amount of muscle building the very first boot camp, right? Because it's 10 times longer to build lean muscle tissue on the body than to lose weight. You can actually lose up to 10 pounds a week, all right? Not just all body fat, because you cannot lose 10 pounds of body fat in 1 week. It's impossible, right? It's impossible. All right, now, the first week, if you see 10 pounds loss in the first week, that's gonna be water weight and body fat weight, right? Body fat is you're gonna see the progress based on how you look, how you feel, how you perform, and how your clothing is fitting. Always. I've been doing this for 16 years now, and that's always been the best way to engage in your progress. How you feel, how you look, how you perform, and how your clothing is fitting, right? Especially your performance. It's amazing how much of a difference you can compare somebody's beginning to after they've done 2 to 3 boot camps. It's amazing. The ability to last longer in a cardiovascular exercise, the ability to lift more weight, the ability to recover, repair, rebuild, and quickly be able to create brand new muscle fiber tissue and or to keep the status that you have earned, right? So a lot of times is maintenance as well, right? We get to a certain body composition, to a certain level of fitness, and we're like, all right, I'm loving this. I have this much strength always. I always have this much energy. I don't get sick as often. I don't get injured as often. I'm able to do this other physical activity, no problem, right? Because a lot of times you'll be wanting to do a physical activity out there, like let's say hiking, biking, swimming, whatever it is, but then you're like almost dying out there, right? You're almost dying out there. Over here in Lompoc, we have a big mound, right? I can even see it from here. We call it the lookout point. It's 600 feet of elevation, right? So a lot of times people will be like, I need to get in shape. Let me go there and start doing that in order to get in shape now. The problem with that is that you got to be careful. You got to have somebody that's going to supervise you, a trainer, an instructor, because everybody has a fitness level and you're supposed to perform at your fitness level wherever you're starting your workout at, right? So if you're going straight to the lookout point is 600 feet of elevation uphill, right? So if you're a low level in fitness abilities, then you're gonna have to take a certain amount of breaks, because you're gonna go out there and you're gonna be like, I'm gonna go as hard as possible. No. Don't do that. You gradually get stronger, better, faster, right? So I'm not saying that somebody that has never worked out in their life to not go to the lookout point, but be sure you go out there knowing your fitness level, knowing your modifications, knowing how much you're supposed to be resting, knowing all that. Because if you just go over there and just push yourself completely, that can be catastrophic, right? Something can happen to you badly, right? So don't just go out there and do something way above your fitness level, because you can get hurt. Something bad can, but you can get injured. You can, your heart can have some complications, so on and so on. Here in Manny's Fitness Program, when somebody joins and they're like the lowest fitness level possible, I allow them to step out as much as possible, and sometimes I even gotta tell them, hey, stop, go walk it off a little bit, and then come back in, because the motivation comes, and sometimes we don't notice that, hey, we actually need to stop a little bit, and then gradually, next workout, now you do a little bit more, next workout, you do a little bit more, you keep on going, right? So once you hit your cap, then you either maintain it or let's go to the next level. Some of the members now come to me once they hit their cap, once they're maintaining a certain body composition, a certain amount of body fat, a certain amount of muscle mass, a certain amount of energy or strength. They're like, hey, Manny, I want to now go to the next level. What's my next move? And that's when we now set up some new realistic goals, right? Because after you have built a certain amount of muscle mass, lean muscle tissue, or lost a certain amount of weight, the next level will require more discipline, making sure that you're pushing it harder than before in order to stimulate the muscle, because the body is not going to break down that easy anymore, right? What I mean by that is that when you first start a workout, you're gonna get super sore because you stimulated almost every single muscle of the body with the workout. So that's why you're gonna get super sore. But you're gonna notice that you're not gonna get sore later on when you've been in here for 3 to 4 months, because now the muscle that you have created is not gonna break down that easy. You're not gonna stimulate it that easy. But if you do, that means, guess what? You're about to get more muscle depending on your nutrition, or you're gonna get that muscle stronger now, right? So it's a little bit harder to go to the next level, but you can, and it's amazing. Once you get to the next level, now you maintain that. Once you grab it, you run with it, right? Once you grab it, you run with it. So yeah, I'm gonna be making more videos like this just to kind of give you some ideas, a direction to go with in regards to reaching your health and fitness goals. If you're interested in joining Manny's Fitness Program, for you guys that are watching on these videos, you can always visit our website, www.mannysfitnessprogram.com, or just email us. Our email is getfit@mannysfitnessprogram.com, and we'll take care of you from there. Other than that, you guys take care, be safe, stay motivated.